Well, hello everyone there again. This is Aaron Duquette with U.S. Term Limits, State Director in West Virginia. And with us today, we have yet another one of our pledge signers in our series of Meet the Pledge Signers, speaking to those who have signed the U.S. Term Limits Pledge for Term Limits on Congress. What this resolution that we support does is allows that the states can convene in order to draft an amendment to the Constitution for term limits on Congress, limiting the terms of anyone can serve out on Capitol Hill. So with us today, we have Dana Ferrell, who is a candidate running in West Virginia for the state legislature. Dana, could you introduce yourself a little bit?
Okay, I'm Dana Ferrell, running for the House of Delegates here in the state of West Virginia in the 39th District, which is a suburb of Charleston, just north of Charleston along I-77 in Kanawha County. I am a business owner, real estate developer, and educator. So wear a few different hats.
Good. Yeah, I used to be a teacher myself, actually, and then was a principal for a couple of years, and that was maybe a mistake. Teaching was way better. Great. And yeah. So, Dana, I know you signed our pledge, and you're an advocate for term limits on Congress. So, tell us a little bit why.
Well, I've always maintained that you need to surround yourself any kind of leadership position with people that are willing to challenge you on your thoughts and ideas. And if you're in, and I even propose this, if in the House of Delegates here, I'd like to work on our county boards of education here. We're talking about education part of it, that we have superintendents that get in there and spend 20 some years, and they surround themselves with what I call yes men. And even the boards feel like they're working for the superintendent, and it should be the other way around. We elect a board, and we expect the superintendent to answer that board, and that board to keep them accountable. And I think what happens, if we put that in terms of U.S. Congress, and even at Senate for that matter, the power that they're able to attain once they're in there as an incumbent, and what is it? You may know this better than I do. What is it? 80% incumbency wins once they're in place.
Closer to 95% on average. You see a landslide election, a big election that maybe drops down to about 85, 83.
Yeah, and so I'm just not sure that that's good business in terms of new ideas and thoughts, and for the people to be properly represented. It's easy, and I understand being in this already, and I'm not an incumbent myself. I'm running in there, but the power of the special interest groups to be able to come in and place their weight and influence on any kind of incumbent.
Yeah, since that end, we know that there's been studies showing that political action committees donate to incumbents over challengers on account of 9 to 1 out of every 10. And so, that shows you, right, the special interest, they want to invest in their long-term buddy. They don't want to have to keep starting over all the time. That's going to be more difficult, more expensive for them.
Absolutely. And I tell people in my campaign, I'm not running just to fill a seat or be a yay or nay vote for any special interest group. I'm here to be more than 10 years or so, and if that. And I have some thoughts and ideas what I want to do for the state of West Virginia, and I get accomplished. Once I get in there, build a consensus of fellow lawmakers, be able to get my thoughts and ideas across. And if I can't get that done in 3 or 4 terms at the most, then I probably don't have any business, to try to do it. Give somebody else a shot at it.
Sure, no doubt. Well, great. And so, if term limits get put in place on Congress, which they will, it's a long haul for us, right? We're not going to get Congress to do it themselves, so we need to get 34 states on board, and then we need to get something proposed and then see it ratified. So, this is many years project here. But once that's put in place and we see an election cycle go through and the effects take place, what would you say is 1 or 2 great things that West Virginians will benefit from in that regard?
I'm sorry, but how benefit?
Yeah, how will that benefit West Virginians to see a term limited Congress?
Oh, I think certainly a lot. West Virginia is a small state. so to speak, if you look at how the Constitution was drawn up, so that there would be representation, obviously, to the Senate, to help balance out the power of the large states versus the small states. But I think term limits certainly lends itself to anyone's particular state gaining an inordinate amount of power over another. And there again, the longer they're in there, they're able to get on particular committees. And and I know that there are certain committees that can make or break any type of legislation and steer a lot of money and capital. And I could say one name here in West Virginia, Robert C. Byrd, and he said on the I think the Finance Committee there in the Senate, and I think half the highways and buildings and bridges in the state are named after R.C. Byrd here because he stirred so much money into this state.
Right, no doubt, no doubt. The financial advantages of being the incumbent it's incomparable. You need a good, to be a adequate challenger, just to have name recognition. You're going to need at least $2-3 million just to get that out there. And right, people want real choices. Actually, that's why we see there is a correlation where there are term limits in the state level. There's increased voter turnout. And that makes all the sense in the world to me, because you have more choices because you have more primary challengers.
Absolutely. Certain way things are set up now, it discourages challengers from putting a name out there.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, Dana, we can't get this done without folks like yourself. This is a state-by-state effort, but it's also really taking together. It's a giant national effort, and so we can't get it done without the state legislators doing it, and candidates like yourself being willing to put their neck out and make a promise to voters that I'm going to back this thing. So we thank you for doing so and being a pledge signer, and being on board the term limits train here.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dana, so much for your time.
All right, you as well.
Bye now.